Bad.
The background music.
Some bad track, you know.
And sing. Yeah, I'm saying good afternoon, hi everyone. Yeah, just ensuring that we have our technical part sorted out. I'm just getting back from the season. I know we went into January, yeah, but this is the first Youth Unplugged for 2025. Hello! Hi everybody! Your host here, Lady Kiki. Wishing you all the best for the new year. Blessings upon blessings. Hope the year so far has been great to you. Oh yes, welcome. Our very first Youth Unplugged. I had to tell our guest here today that I apologize. Let me apologize firstly. I'd like to apologize. We were supposed to be on last week and we were having a little issue where my guest actually had to cancel, so I couldn't get a replacement in time. All right, so let's move on with it. So first of all, share a live, people. Share a live. Let me see the comments. Let me see what's happening. What's happening? You seen the comments there?
Not yet.
All right, so share a live. We want to say thank you to our sponsor, back at St. Lucia. Thank you so much for continuing to support us well into this new year, 2025. So much in store, people. I'm excited. Let me introduce my guest. He's no stranger to me. Jarde Pure. Jarde, did I say it right? Did I say it with the right accent?
Yes, correct.
I just want to make sure. Oh yes, I want to make sure because these days we have to make sure that we get the right designations free, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get the right designations for thing. I noticed there's. Do I call you a cinematographer? Do I call you a photographer? What do I call you?
All right, for me, I guess the correct term would be a cinematographer.
Cinema
and then photographer.
Okay, I'll get it.
Yeah. So cinematographer.
Okay, let's start off by you first. We'll get into that. I'm going to ask you to define that for us.
Sure.
But let's talk about your name, Jarde. That's French.
Yes, it
what
is.
What does it mean?
Well, I did some research. It means peace giver. So I bring peace.
Peace killer?
Peace giver.
Oh, peace giver. I say, boy, if you're a peace giver, brother, man, that's not a nice name.
No.
Okay, Jarde means peace giver.
Giver.
Wow. Okay. Can you use that in a sentence? All right, that's wonderful. Let me put you on the spot before we get into the real
Sure.
details of things. Guess I missed the Loxy.
Oh boy. Everyone, a lot of people
just
told me.
recently changed his look. I think it has to grow on us.
Yes.
It will grow on us, but I know Jarde with his locks. I've actually twice in the last year worked with him. Very professional. It is very clear that he is very aware of what he is doing. I can say trustworthy. So yes, I'm giving you a personal endorsement on air.
Ah, merci, Ashai.
All right, so let's start off first by let us define cinematography.
Cinematography.
Hey, I get it.
Yes, correct. So what happens with a lot of people here is that we all know about videographers, we all know about photographers. Right. Now, cinematography is a different style that combines both photography and videography, where we take lighting. So it's more or less the use of lighting. How I would shoot something would be different from how a regular videographer would shoot lighting. So I would look at things more on a cinematic aspect, where we look at things for cinema. So even for like a regular shooting, let's say we're doing something like in the studio like this, I would not just use regular lights like this. I would actually come with a light, use diffusers, negate light to try and make it a perfect look, that kind of thing.
So you say cinematography, but is it right for me to say film? Is that what?
Yes and no. Because of technology and what's going on now, a lot of movies are shot with either film all shot digitally. Some actually use both together.
Okay.
So the idea of saying
And
film,
you're digital.
I'm digital.
Right,
I'm entirely
okay.
digital. Yeah. But people will still call it a film. So like they'll still call it a feature film, even if it was shot entirely digital. It's just the lingo people still use film as a way of saying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to read your bio now.
Oh, that's fine.
What I'm going to do is let's go back.
Okay.
Because we put this up today and then it went crazy, people. They see Jarde and I was like, wow. That's why I messaged you. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
A good thing I get you. Look at people. He said he woke up and endless people sending him the flyer.
Yeah, I got a lot of people messaging this morning.
So, but let's go back. I like on the program to talk about a side of my guests that people don't usually get to experience. Where did Jarde start off at school?
In school. Okay,
In
so
France?
I wish. All right, but in school I was very, very different from what I am now. I would say I have evolved through the times.
Okay.
In school I was heavily focused on being a pediatrician. That was what I wanted to be when I was growing
now
up.
you see, I like to hear things like that because I saw that you have a lot of people that didn't do that. Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to be a pediatrician, so I studied heavily. I did biology, all the science subjects.
Oh, but I mean, let's go back. So preschool, primary school.
Oh, all the way back. All the way back.
Yeah, we're going all the way back.
All the way
come
back
to the
pediatrician.
sciences, yeah.
Well, in school, I would say most of my teachers can attest because I'm still friends with a lot of my teachers.
Nice.
I was sort of well behaved, I would say. Yeah.
Sort of.
Sort of well behaved.
That piqued my interest. What do you mean sort of? It's either you're well behaved or you're not.
So I'm in terms of doing my work, I was always someone who did my work properly.
But outside
of that, I'm someone who's known for talking a lot. So even when I was really young, 3, 4, 5 years old, I was always talking. Talking.
What preschool? That's what I'm getting at. What preschool did you go to?
I can't even remember the name of the preschool.
Where was that? When I say location.
The first preschool I went to was Grass Street Preschool. That's the first one. I remember.
That sounds like Teacher Nika.
I think
Quite
so.
Possibly, yes.
And then I switched. I was with Miss Dugaya. I don't know if you remember Miss Dugaya. That was at another preschool, and then I went to Vidbutei Primary.
Vidbutei Primary, okay.
Yeah.
And then secondary school?
Secondary school, St. Mary's College, then A-level. And then after I left A-level, I just branched out and I did my own thing.
Okay, so let's go into this. You said that you were into the sciences.
Yes.
That's a drastic change.
Yes.
You're literally going from sciences to arts.
Yes.
It is arts.
It is art, yeah.
And entertainment. And so, at what point did you realize, I want to be a children doctor?
Well, the thing about it is like, let's say, when I was in, I think it was Form 4, between Form 4 to Form 5, because I was always interested in the sciences, and I was gifted with math. That was my thing.
Which science was your favorite?
Biology. I like biology. I like biology.
Yeah, right.
So it was biology and then physics. But it was funny for me because I was really good at math, where I wouldn't tell anyone to do this. Don't do this. I did it, but don't do it. You see,
that's the part I like. I like when you do. I get them little nitty, you know.
So I used to miss math class to take other classes. That's what I used to do when I was in school. Because I was...
Oh, well, at least you're not doing something bad. Like, when I say bad, like, you're missing to go and do...
Other things, nah. No. So I would always leave math class because the teacher I had at the time, he was like, yeah, you don't need to come to class because I knew all the work already.
Oh, well, you got to pass. You got to whole pass. Hey,
so instead of missing class to go and do anything otherwise, so I used to go... I was doing history at the time. So I left math. I went to do... It was either Spanish... or social studies.
Okay.
So I'd either do one of the two subjects just to get the extra lessons in. Because for math, I was taking extra lessons outside of school.
Okay.
So the teacher that I had at the time, he basically gave me... Yeah.
You still took lessons?
I still took lessons, but the thing about it is the lessons is what got me good.
Okay.
So
all right.
Doing the math lessons, then I was doing music as well on the side.
When you say music?
I'm a classically trained pianist. Well, I did piano.
Makes two of us. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of people would know me first off as a musician because
Nice.
that's what I branched off to.
Uh-huh.
What happened is that when I left secondary school, wanting to do pediatrics, I looked at the courses and the cost of doing school. And when I saw the cost, I was just like, yeah, that's not for me.
Wait,
Literally.
that was the deal breaker?
That literally was the deal breaker.
The cost.
I couldn't afford medical school, so that was the deal breaker.
Okay, so you're telling me right now
Mhm.
that if you could have afforded
Yeah,
schooling,
I would have probably become a pediatrician. Yeah.
this was solely based on
Mhm.
just that.
Just that. So, since I didn't do pediatrics, I opted to do music instead. Because my brother's a musician. My brother plays
Right.
bass.
What age? I want to put timelines. That's about what age?
So I started doing music in Form 1. So I was, what, I guess 12, 13, thereabout.
Right.
And then eventually they got me a scholarship at School of Music. So I did music, so I didn't have to pay for it because my family wasn't the most wealthy. So I was able to do music for free. So I had a choice to make. So either do pediatrics or do music. So I opted for music because it was pretty much free.
Wow, are y'all saying that if Jarde
Yeah.
could have afforded school, then we wouldn't see him as a cinematographer. I got that. I got it.
Yes,
I got it.
correct, exactly. So it's a very
Wow,
yeah.
that is the deal. I thought it was okay change in passion. Like,
No.
you know, it's like.
It's always been that way because even what year was it? I think
Is
it
there
was
a part of you that regrets that choice?
no, because I know better now.
Ah,
I know better now.
good answer.
Yeah, yeah. I know
like that answer.
I know better
You
now.
know better now. No
Yeah.
regret. Not in the slightest. No. And what do you mean by knowing better? I think I understand what you're saying. But
Okay.
Let's, for the sake of us,
Okay.
people
So
listening.
there's about 3 different reasons.
Mhm.
Going into business, I now had to look at thinking of finances a different way, thinking of financial literacy, and I had to educate myself on financial literacy.
Ah.
So doing that now, I understood that even if I was a pediatrician, I'm still limited to, let's say, if I'm working at a hospital, you're still an employee working at a hospital where you don't own your time.
Right.
If they tell you have
But
to
you know
work,
you could have been your own.
yeah.
I'm just
So
saying,
so if
I'm
you
throwing these things
yeah,
at
I
you,
know.
right?
But if you specialize, that's when you specialize. You still own a business. You have your small practice,
Right.
but you're still limited to how many patients you can see.
Okay.
So the only way for you to
So as a
escape that,
cinematographer, you're not limited to the number of clients you have already?
yes and no, yes and no.
Oh.
For me as a cinematographer, if I'm working by myself,
Okay.
then I'm limited to my time. But I work with a team. I have my own team.
And we're definitely going to be getting into that.
Yeah. So in that sense, I can be here right now. I can have a team doing a shoot for me. So I
Okay.
don't necessarily need to be on every single shoot.
Okay, boss man. As a
Yeah.
child, what were your favorite things to do outside of work? As a child, as a teen?
I was an outside person. I like to be outside. I
You
was
say outside, like
outside
nature?
playing nature. So I was always climbing trees,
Mm.
playing basketball, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, basket.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my thing until the sunset. You know how it is.
Yes.
If the lights come on, you better be
But
inside. That's
Oh,
that's
you're in
it.
that era. Okay.
Yes. So we'll always be outside playing, always doing stuff,
Mhm.
and then once the sun set, I was inside,
Right.
and then when I'm inside now, I'll just be watching TV all the time. So if
Okay.
I'm inside for the day, I'm just watching. So I had on Saturdays, I had my schedule. Well, I'd wake up, say 8 a.m. I'm watching this, I'm watching that.
You had a schedule.
I had a schedule of TV programs that I would watch. Literally, I had my schedule.
Okay.
So growing up, it was like, for me, I would look at it as I was secretly studying for this profession.
I was just about, I'm getting into that. You just went on ahead
Yeah.
of me. So how did that now?
Yeah, so
Because I mean, okay, you say I decide I am not going to be the doctor for the children.
Mhm.
Okay. Then now there's a plethora of other things you could be doing,
exactly.
but then you chose this.
I chose
so how
this.
did that now translate and impact
Ooh.
you
I-
choosing this?
Choosing this
Yes.
career was, I would say, literally it was COVID. COVID forced me into this cinematography.
Really get a lot of guessing, Nancy.
Yes, yes.
People don't realize COVID wasn't that bad.
COVID wasn't that bad,
Not
but
bad.
but
it had its you
It
know.
had its moments,
But
but
then I think I'm seeing so many people have blossomed.
yeah. Well,
Like
for
yourself.
me, I had no choice.
Okay.
I literally had no choice because when I left, let me see if I can get the time period right.
Mm-hmm.
When I left A level, I decided to take music full time. So
Right.
I was performing. I was performing at the hotels.
Mm-hmm.
I was also the piano director at Music Man, and
Oh.
yeah, and I was a music specialist
What does that entail? Piano director.
So I was in charge of all the piano students. I was controlling the. I was in charge of all the piano stuff at Music Man.
Okay.
So I was doing that. In addition to that, I was a music specialist in like primary schools, teaching kids music and whatnot.
Okay. Let me remember that. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Yeah, exactly. So I was doing all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and then the issue that I ran into. Imagine having all of those jobs in, I still was not making enough money to live properly
Ooh.
and effectively.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're basically burning out yourself. When I say
Exactly,
you're
'cause-
burning out yourself, you're doing this there, and then it's
Yeah.
still not enough.
Exactly, because think of it as a
And this is
musician.
before COVID, eh?
That's way before COVID. That's 2012, 2013.
Okay.
It's way before
So
that.
you're still not making what you want to be making.
No, because as a musician, a lot of people don't really speak about it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But a musician, in terms of making the big money, you make it seasonally. So you make money Christmas, New Year's Eve, Independence. Sometimes there's rallies or whatnot. You make money there. You make money jazz, carnival. That's
And then
it.
you're saying outside of that.
Outside of that, you're limited to the hotels and the smaller gigs.
Okay.
So it came to a point where we were getting paid late and not on time. So
Right, yeah.
so getting paid late led to me not being able to pay my bills on time.
Mm-hmm.
So me not being able to do that, I had to look for another way of living.
Buffering your income.
Exactly.
And
so
cinematography.
right. That's
was
way that's
that it?
no,
No,
that
no.
that's before that.
Eh, well, okay.
That's before
I
that.
see.
Like
Okay, my
it's
bad.
keeping what. So I always had a passion for photography, that kind of thing. But like I said, I honed those skills during COVID. Before COVID, from 2013 to 2019, I was on cruise ships.
Oh, you are a cruise ship person.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So doing cruise ships, I started off doing party band. So I was with the party band doing, regular soca,
Okay.
soca music, reggae, that kind of thing, doing all the theme nights, country night, disco, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did that for about, maybe 3-4 years. And then I transitioned off. I started doing orchestra work.
Okay.
So I joined the house band on the ship. There's so much stuff I've done a lot. So I'm trying to remember the timeline for
You
everything.
look like you're just going back into in a time. I send you in a time there that you probably
Exactly, because I've done. Let me see. So I started off with Celebrity Cruises, then I moved to Princess. When I left Princess, I went to Norwegian. On Norwegian, I met up with the jazz band, and I started with the jazz band.
Mm-hmm.
Then from the jazz band, I got checked into doing After Midnight. After Midnight was like a production show.
Okay.
Then from doing that, I went to New York for a couple months. And then when I left New York, I went to doing piano cruises. From piano cruises, I joined the house band on piano cruises.
Wow.
And
That's a
then,
lot.
yeah, doing the house band on piano cruises, I did all the production shows with all the guest entertainers.
Right.
When I left that, no, that's when COVID hit. COVID hit after
Okay,
that.
so we're going to stick a pin right there. We're
Yeah.
going to take a break. I was saying thank you to our sponsor, Bank of St. Lucia, because from COVID, that's where cinematography started. We're
Yep.
going to be right back. People, keep it locked.
Yeah, man.
When I tell you,
Yeah, man.
conversation, we even forget the after.
Yeah, 20 passed already. That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm going to start off with your bio.
Let's see. It's the link.
But you good? You okay? You
Yeah, I go. I just check in the comments.
yeah. How can I see you?
Yeah, tune into it. Yes, I. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know. I've done a lot, eh? I've done a lot in
I'm
life.
sure a lot of people were going to get to that when they do.
Yeah, because even doing trips, I did two world tours
Wow.
where we did from Australia back to Australia. So we did every continent, and I was just performing, enjoying life. Yeah, I've been boy.
All right. So we're going back on.
Hmm.
And again, saying good afternoon. Thank you so much for keeping it locked right here on RCI. Lady Kiki here. It's Youth Unplugged, the first one for 2025. And my esteemed guest, Jarde Pierre. He's a cinematographer. You see, I know that word. You know, you have certain words and you just cannot put to say it is like, oh. But yeah, that's just one of them. So again, we're going to pick up very quickly with Jarde because we have very limited time. And like I said, I personally endorse him. I've worked with him twice. We worked on two different projects together. Let's pick up Purity, our girl.
I know, right?
Yeah, that music video, I was in on that. That was April. I remember it's April because it was just shortly after my birthday.
Ah, nice.
Yes, April is my birthday month. All right. So COVID hit.
Yes.
Since we have limited time, let's go through quickly the process.
All right. So COVID was a very interesting time because I was in tour. We were doing a Caribbean tour, and then when COVID hit, we were unsure of what was really gonna happen because
Right.
I was gonna leave my keyboards on the ship. I literally was gonna leave them. I was like, oh, it's just for a couple months. We don't know what's gonna happen. So when it really hits, I was either gonna do because my plan was to go to the West End and do shows in the West End in the UK, because that was the trajectory of my career path at the time to do because I was already doing the production shows there with the orchestra, and then I was like, okay, so lots of the guest entertainers they were really impressive how I used to do stuff, because for these shows, you literally have one rehearsal and then you have the show. That's it. So they will come with the sheet music, they give you the sheet music, and you just play.
Right.
There's nothing like you take a couple of days out. No, we have one rehearsal at 5:30, then the first show is at 7. And then first show 7, second show at 9. So the fact that we were able to grasp everything and just play all the shows right away, they were really impressed
But
with that.
let's keep fast forwarding.
Yeah, so fast forward into
COVID.
all the shows got cancelled, my entire tour, everything got cancelled. So I was stuck at home. So I was like, oh boy, I need to make money.
When you say home, hey.
I was here in St. Lucia.
Right.
They
You
sent,
left the keyboards?
I took it with me.
Okay.
Last minute I took it with me just like someone recommended, hey, you should take it with you because we don't know how long this will last.
Yeah.
So I came home and then I was stuck. During COVID, I did so many jobs. I was a DJ. I tried DJing out.
Hey. Okay.
Yeah, I was a DJ. I did some acting.
Acting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had online classes. Anything I could do to just pay my bills and get everything sorted, I did that.
Yes.
And then when we were in
Because
lockdown,
you literally grasp it for straws.
yes. So when we were in lockdown, I was like, okay, I like photography. Let's see what I can do. So lockdown actually gave me the time I needed to study. So
Yes.
so
Because
all
we were in.
yeah, so we were in. So I took all of that time to do as many courses as I could. And then my last set of money that I had, I invested entirely in camera gear.
And that was the best money
That was
you
the
ever
best money
invested.
ever. Exactly. So I took all of my money, all of my funds. I got the courses in. I sat down home. Even if it's 6 hours, I would just be doing photography work. I did that. And while I was even doing that, I was working for a production company in Atlanta, and I edited all of their production shows. They did some podcasts and video podcasts, so I got some experience doing all of that. And since I was already an editor, I was good at editing. All I had to learn to do now was just how to shoot better. So now I can edit, I can shoot. Let's make a career out of it. And pretty much that's how I'm here today. So
And
I just
you have your team and everything.
yeah, so I just basically kept on growing, kept on growing. Then I found that book, Robert Kiyosaki, not Think and Grow Rich, the Cash Flow Quadrant.
I've heard about it. Yes.
That's one of my favorite books.
Okay. All right.
So I studied that book and I realized
Okay.
yes, anyone who's interested in financial literacy, Robert
Yes,
Kiyosaki,
yes.
both him and his wife, they're awesome. So I started studying him. I started watching everything that he's doing. The only thing I missed the Bitcoin. I missed the chance to buy the Bitcoin. It was a bad time. By that time, it was already up to like I think 20K at the time.
It's not too late, but
It's
we'll talk
100.
about that.
It's a yeah. We're not talking about that
We'll
life.
talk about that after. It's not late. It's not late.
It's like 100K now. So yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, I studied and I learned how to grow a business, and from that, I ended up growing my own personal business. So I started off doing just my own personal shoots, and then I met up with some other people, and I saw who I could connect with, who I could
I'm
work
very
with.
happy you brought this up because again we have to wrap up. Marrying the two, because
Yeah.
everybody thinks because you have a talent,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I like places like Youth Economy and these
Yes.
places who cater to marrying your talent and your skill. You have to have some kind of business ethic in there.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time people get, oh, I'm good at this and I'm a great baker and a great thing, and then now the business takes off and maybe a year or two they don't last. And
They
they're
don't
like,
last because
"Boy,
they don't
it
manage the
didn't." But then
finances.
when you talk to them, you realize they didn't have the business savvy.
Yes.
So let's talk about the importance
All
of
right.
that.
So the importance of, I would say, the main importance is financial literacy. Understanding your finances, understanding that if you don't make money work for you, you will work for your money. That's literally what it is. So when you do make your money, you must always separate yourself from your business.
Correct is right.
All right?
Good. I like this coming on.
Yes. So you must always, a lot of people have only one bank account. Stop that.
Yes.
If you're running a business, you should never have one bank account.
You
I have
need
at
to
least,
if you can get a business bank account.
yes, I have at least 4 bank accounts. You have it in multiple banks if you feel like it, but you have an account for savings, you have an account for investing, you have an account for receiving salaries because you have to pay yourself from the business. You should not be using the business funds for your personal stuff.
That's very important. People pay yourself a salary.
Pay yourself a salary and let the business take care of all the other expenses.
Right.
So that way you never interchange, and that way you can track your progress,
Correct. is
track
right.
your profits, track your losses, see what's working, see what doesn't work.
Right.
Let's say if you have a bakery, you realize a certain product is not selling, stop making it, switch.
Right. Because
So
they're trying all which ways and it's
Yeah,
not working.
don't
Scrap
do,
it. Move
don't
'em.
don't do it. Don't
Be
be
fluid.
yeah, man. Don't be Walmart where you try and do everything. Stop that. There for you.
He said, the views expressed by the guests of
Exactly.
does not reflect the stations.
Oh yeah. Don't be
just joking.
but don't be a wholesale store.
Uh-huh.
Be what you're good at is what you should be selling.
Correct.
That's literally what it is
Yes.
because that's the best way
Yeah,
for
some
you to
people
make
get
it.
a little caught up in too much jack in all trades.
Yeah.
Some are good at it and some are.
Exactly.
I like this.
Yeah, so that's the best way I'll tell anyone do. And if you focus on that, you should be fine. But managing of finances is the most important thing in running a business.
Wonderful.
So
We've run out of time. I want you to give your final words.
yeah, sure.
And I want you to include in your final words, because this is Youth Unplugged,
Yes.
your advice to youth, because you started off here
Exactly.
wanting to be the trend doctor, I call it, and then you're into cameras, you're into
Exactly.
lights, you're into...
You're doing everything else.
I like to call it you're painting with lights.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a very nice way of saying it.
Yes.
Yes. But in terms of advice to anyone who's going into any industry whatsoever, my best advice is to be a pleasure to work with. No matter what you
Yes.
do, be a pleasure to work with.
I like that.
Because if your client is happy with you, they'll recommend you to other people. They'll recommend you to all of their friends. They'll recommend you wherever
And
you
let's
go.
make it very clear. Being a pleasure to work with is not you smiling and thing. You on time.
You on time, you showing up, you delivering. You respecting their time as well as yours, and you let them know to respect your time when they try not to respect your time.
Right.
All of those things. But you do it in a good way.
It's very, you have to know how to diplomatically and tactfully
Exactly, because I tell other people, like even when I was doing my courses, one thing the guy always said, Ty, he always said, because at Flash Film Academy, um, the clients that keep you, you might not be the best photographer, you might not be the best videographer, but the relationship that they have working with you is what will make them want to keep you as a client.
Correct.
So if you're a pleasure to work with, you will always get work. That's literally what it is. So yeah.
Wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Me, I like certain things I'm hearing here today. We learned quite a bit about you today. I'm sure a lot of people who even may know you know what you do didn't know
Yeah,
quite
exactly.
a few things. Like you wanted to be a cheering doctor.
Yeah.
All right, Jarde.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to be on Youth Unplugged.
Of course.
And hey, you know me, you're on my social media, so I'll keep abreast of what you're doing. People, if you want to check out Jarde, you can head on over. Is Jarde P?
Jarde P for Instagram. Jarde P. Yeah, pretty much Jarde P for Instagram as well as TikTok and Facebook. So you should be able to find me. Luckily, I'm the only person with this name in St. Lucia. So.
Hey,
yes.
It's another important factor. All right, people. Again, thank you so much for keeping it locked here on RCI Youth Unplugged. Please, again, share the live. Share the live. We will be same time, same place next week.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
All right.